One introduction. My name is Natalie. I am 19 years old. I live in a small town with my mom. Our life together was always good. For a long time, it was just the two of us. We were very close. We shared many happy moments. We often laughed together. We liked to cook meals in our kitchen. Every night, we talked about our day. Our home felt warm and safe. It was a happy place for me. I loved my mom very much, and I knew she loved me too. We had a special bond. We understood each other well. Our small home was full of love and peace. Then, one day, things started to change. My mom met a new man. His name was Paul. At first, I tried to be nice to him. I wanted to give him a chance. I hoped he would be a good person. But something inside me felt wrong about him. It was a strange feeling. He often looked at me with eyes that seemed cold. He rarely smiled at me. When he did, his smile did not reach his eyes. It felt fake. He also started to act like he owned our house. He tried to make rules for everything. He wanted to control small things, even things that were not his. This made me feel uncomfortable and worried. Soon, Paul moved into our house. He lived with us. My bedroom was next to my mom's room and Paul's room. I could often hear them talking late at night. My mom's voice sounded happy when she spoke with him, but when she talked to me, she slowly started to change. She did not listen to my ideas or my feelings like before. Instead, she often said, "Paul knows what is best," or "Paul thinks this is a good idea." It was as if Paul's thoughts were more important than mine. I felt like my mom was not the same person anymore. It was very hard to see. This new life was hard for me. I did not like it at all. My home, which was once a place of comfort and happiness, now felt different. It felt like I was not truly a part of it anymore. I started to feel like a visitor in my own house. I felt like a stranger. It was a very sad feeling. I missed the old days when it was just my mom and me. I missed our easy talks and our shared laughter. Now, the laughter felt forced, and the talks were short. I wished things could go back to how they were before Paul came. I often felt lonely, even when my mom was nearby. 2. My mom does not listen. I tried to talk to my mom many times. I wanted her to see the truth about Paul. "Mom, I do not trust him. He is not a good man for us," I told her often. I spoke to her when we were alone, hoping she would listen and understand my fears. But my mom always had the same answer. She would smile gently and shake her head. "Natalie," she would say, "you are young, you do not understand. Paul loves me very much. He will take good care of us. He is a kind man." Her words made me feel small and unheard. It felt like she did not truly listen. Her mind was made up. She saw only the Paul she wanted to see. One evening, I was outside, walking our dog. Suddenly, I heard loud voices. It was Paul. He was yelling angrily at our neighbor. Paul's face was very red. His eyes looked dark and full of anger. He waved his hands, shouting harsh words. He looked dangerous. I had never seen him so angry. I quickly pulled our dog away, hiding, My heart beat fast. I was scared. When Paul came back inside, he looked calm again. But I could not forget what I saw. I went straight to my mom. "Mom," I said, my voice shaking, "I just saw Paul. He was yelling loudly. He looked very angry. He was scary." I hoped this proof would open her eyes. I thought she would believe me, but she did not. My mom looked at me with a worried but firm face. "Natalie," she said, "you must be wrong. Paul would never yell. He is a calm man. Maybe you misunderstood. Perhaps he was talking loudly." She did not believe my words. She refused to believe what I saw. She trusted him more than her own daughter. This made me feel incredibly sad and alone. My voice and feelings did not matter. She believed Paul's false kindness more than my honest truth. It felt like a sharp pain in my heart. I felt like I was losing my mom. She was there, but not listening. She was not seeing the real Paul. Her eyes were full of love, but blind to the danger. I felt like a stranger in my own home. I wished she would listen, but she never did. 3. I have to leave. Days passed, and life became harder. Paul started to make many rules for me. He told me when I had to come home, when I could speak, and even what clothes to wear. I was 19 years old, but he treated me like a small child. I felt like I had no freedom in my own home. My room felt like a prison. Every day, I felt more and more like a stranger in the house where I grew up. My heart felt heavy all the time. One evening, I came home later than usual from my part-time job at the local bookstore. When I walked in, Paul was waiting in the living room. His face was red with anger. He started to shout at me very loudly, asking where I had been. My mom was also there, watching everything. I felt angry and upset. I told him he had no right to speak to me like that. But he just looked at me with cold, hard eyes. He said, "This is my house now, and you will follow my rules or you can leave." I looked at my mom. I waited for her to say something to help me. I wanted her to tell Paul to stop, to tell him he was wrong. But she did not speak. She just stood there, looking at the floor. Her quietness hurt me more than Paul's loud words. It felt like she was choosing him, not me. My heart felt a sharp pain. I felt completely alone in that room with two people who were supposed to be my family. I felt like I had lost my mom. Later that night, I went to my room. I sat on my bed for a long time thinking. I knew I could not stay one more day in that house. I decided to leave. I opened my old backpack. I put in a few clothes, just enough for some days. I also took a small photo of my mom. It was a picture from happier times, from before Paul came into our lives. I found a little money I had saved from my job, and I put that in too. It was not much, but it was all I had. Before I left, I wrote a short note. It said, "I cannot live like this anymore. I love you, Mom, but I must leave. Please understand." I put the note on my bed where she would find it. When everyone was asleep, I took my bag. I opened the door of my room very slowly. I walked past their bedroom door. I did not make a sound. I opened the front door and stepped out into the dark night. My heart was very heavy, full of sadness and a little fear. I did not have a plan. I did not know where I would go or who would help me. But one thing was clear in my mind. I could not stay in that house. It was no longer my home. For my new life, I moved to a big city. It was very different from my small town. The city was noisy and full of people. Many tall buildings stood everywhere. At first, I stayed with my friend Lena. She was a kind friend from school. Lena let me sleep on her couch in her small apartment for a few weeks. I was grateful for her help. I knew I needed to find a job quickly. Every day, I looked for work. I walked many streets and visited many shops. After a few days, I found a job in a small cafe in the city center. It was not easy work. I washed many dishes for hours. I cleaned tables and swept the floor. The hours were long, often from morning until evening. I was very tired each day, but I worked hard because I needed money for food and a place to live. Life in the city was hard. I did not know many people, and I sometimes felt lonely. I missed my old life and my mom. However, I also felt something new and important. I felt truly free. For the first time, I could make my own decisions. No one told me what to do or when to come home. This feeling of freedom was very important to me. It made the hard work feel worth it. With the money I saved, I rented my own small room. It was not a big room, but it was enough. It had only one small window that looked out onto a quiet street. There was a thin bed and a small table. There was not much space for my few things, but it was my own space. It was a place where I could be truly alone and safe. I put my clothes in a small cupboard. I felt very proud of this little room. It was my first home that was truly mine. I continued to work at the cafe during the day. In the evenings, I sometimes studied English or read books. My life was busy, but I liked it. I was making my own way. Still, some nights I felt a little sad and thought about home. I kept a photo of my mom with me. Before I went to sleep, I looked at her picture. I wondered if she was okay. I wondered if she missed me just like I missed her. My new life had started, and it was all mine. 5. My mom is sad. Back at home, Natalie's mom was very sad. A heavy feeling filled her heart. She did not think Natalie would leave. She waited by the door. She looked out the window, hoping to see her daughter. But Natalie did not come. She called Natalie's phone many times. She left messages. But Natalie did not answer. There was only silence. Natalie's mom felt a deep worry. She missed her daughter. The house felt too quiet without Natalie. Paul did not seem to care. He told Natalie's mom if she left, she left. Do not worry, she will come back when she is hungry. His words were cold. He did not help look for Natalie. He did not ask about her. He did not try to make Natalie's mom feel better. He acted as if nothing had happened. At first, Natalie's mom tried to believe Paul. She told herself that Paul was right. She thought Natalie would return soon. But days passed, then weeks. The empty house felt bigger each day. The silence was louder each night. Natalie's mom felt very lonely. She began to see Paul differently. He only cared about himself. He did not ask how she felt. He did not talk about Natalie. This made Natalie's mom feel more alone. She remembered things. She remembered Natalie trying to tell her about Paul. She remembered Natalie's sad eyes. She remembered Natalie's words, "He is not a good man." Her heart began to open. Slowly, her eyes saw the truth. She realized she had been blind. She had trusted Paul more than her own daughter. She had not listened to Natalie's warnings. Now, Natalie was gone. Her mom felt a big regret. She understood why Natalie left. The house was empty, and her heart felt empty too. She missed her daughter's love. She knew she made a big mistake. 6. The real man. One evening, my mom was in the living room. Paul was in the kitchen. He was talking on his phone. His voice was quiet. My mom did not hear everything he said. But then she heard words clearly. He was talking to a woman. He said, "I cannot wait to be free of this house." My mom stopped. Her heart felt cold. She stood very still. Her hands started to shake. She heard him say the words again. He was not talking about her. He was talking about someone else. The words were like a hard hit. The truth came to her. She finally understood. Paul was not the good man she thought he was. He had lied to her for a long time. He had lied about his love. He had lied about everything. She remembered Natalie's words. Natalie had tried to warn her many times. Natalie had said Paul was not a good man. My mom had not listened. She had believed Paul. Now she felt a deep sadness. She also felt angry. She had been blind. She had pushed her daughter away for a man who did not care. This feeling was very strong. She knew she had to change things. The next morning, Paul was at the breakfast table. My mom looked at him. She did not feel love anymore. She felt anger and disappointment. She told him, "You must leave this house." Paul laughed. He thought she was joking. He said, "No, this is my home too." But my mom was strong. She said, "No, it is not. You have to go." Her voice was clear and firm. She did not let him make her feel small. Paul saw that she was serious. He became angry. He shouted at her, but my mom did not feel scared anymore. She felt free. She knew what she had to do. She left the room. She found her phone. She called a lawyer. The lawyer listened to her story. It was a difficult time. Getting a divorce was not easy. There were many papers to sign. There were many rules to follow, but my mom did not give up. She stayed strong every day. Slowly, the process moved forward. Paul had to leave the house. My mom felt peace again. The house was quiet. It was empty, but it was hers again. She started to think clearly. She saw all the mistakes she had made. She wanted to fix them. She wanted to make things right. Her biggest wish was to find Natalie. She missed her daughter very much. She knew Natalie was somewhere in the big city. She decided she would look for her. She would not stop until she found her. She needed to say sorry. She needed to tell Natalie that she loved her. She hoped it was not too late. 7, we meet again. My mom looked for me everywhere. She tried many places. She called friends we knew. She went to the old school where I used to study. My mom wanted to find me very much. She felt sad and worried every day. She thought about me all the time. She remembered my face and my words. She hoped to see me again soon. One afternoon, my mom went to the grocery store. She needed food for her home. While she was there, she saw someone she knew. It was Lena, my friend from school. My mom felt a little nervous. She walked to Lena and said hello. Lena was surprised to see my mom. My mom asked Lena if she knew where I was. Lena hesitated for a moment. Then she told my mom about my job. She said I worked at a small cafe in the city. My mom felt a new hope in her heart. She thanked Lena and quickly left the store. The next day, my mom went to the city. She found the cafe where I worked. She stood outside for a moment, taking a deep breath. Her heart beat fast. She opened the door and walked inside. I was working at the counter. I was holding a cup in my hand. Then I looked up. I saw my mom. My heart stopped beating for a second. The cup fell from my hand and broke on the floor. I could not believe my eyes. My mom looked different. She was a little thinner. Her hair had some gray parts, but her eyes were the same. They were full of tears. She looked at me and I looked at her. We both started to cry. She ran to me very fast. She held me tight in her arms. I hugged her back just as tight. It was a long hug. She whispered in my ear, "I am so sorry, Natalie. I made a big mistake. I should have listened to you. Please, can you forgive me?" Her voice was shaking. My own eyes were wet with tears. I held her closer. "I missed you so much, Mom," I said. All the bad feelings I had for so long went away. All the pain from leaving home, all the anger, it all disappeared in that moment. We stood there, holding each other. We were mother and daughter again. It felt like coming home. It felt like everything was going to be okay now. 8, a happy future. After that day, my mom and I started a new life. She decided to move to the city. She found a small apartment near my place. It was not far, only a short bus ride away. This made it easy for us to see each other often. We spent many weekends together. We cooked our favorite meals, just like in the old days. We laughed a lot, sharing stories and making new memories. We also went for walks. Slowly, the sadness we both felt started to go away. Our bond became stronger than before. My mom told me more about her divorce from Paul. She said it was hard, but she felt free and safe now. She said she was sorry for not listening to me. She understood now how wrong she had been about Paul. She learned that true love means listening to trusted people, especially family. I told her about my time alone. I spoke about my fears when I first left home and how lonely I sometimes felt. I also shared my small victories, like getting my own room and doing well at my job. We talked for hours, understanding each other deeply. We both learned very important lessons from everything that happened. My mom learned that she needed to trust her own heart and listen to her daughter. She learned that a true home is built on honesty, respect, and care, not on lies. I learned that I am strong and brave. I could take care of myself and face difficult times. I was not the scared girl who left home in the night anymore. I was a young woman who found her own path. My mom was also different. She was wiser now. She saw the truth and chose a better, happier life for herself and for us. Now, when I look at the old photo of my mom on my wall, I do not feel sadness or pain. I feel hope and peace. It reminds me of how far we have come together. I left my home once because it was not safe or happy. But in the end, I found my true home again. It was not a house with 4 walls. It was in the heart of my mom, the person who loved me the most and truly understood me. We built a happy future together, full of understanding, forgiveness, and love. Our family was strong and complete again. We were truly home together.